Good evening. I just start every video with I'm sorry. Tonight will be the slow yoga with here on the Sage and Tiger Yoga channel. I just can't win, can I? So it's going to be a slow, trauma-informed yoga class. You will be prompted to feel and search within. I said it again. I really need to stop doing that. But anyway, it's going to be slow. It's going to be mindful. So we're going to try to connect mind and body together and keep that connection going throughout the entire class. Breathing regularly, deeply, and slowly through the nose is also encouraged. So please come to a comfortable position tonight. It doesn't have to be seated. You can lie down if you like, or whatever position you want to assume. Also, if you have props like a yoga block, a bolster, a blanket, or a strap, go ahead and use them. There's never anything wrong with using a prop. Props help you actually to get deeper into the poses, and for a class format like tonight, props will help you be more comfortable in the poses. All right. So come to your comfortable position. Gently close your eyes if you are comfortable with doing that. If that is not good for you, you can keep your eyes open and just take them into a soft gaze where you just not look at anything in particular. You're just kind of looking off into the distance. And then just notice how the floor feels beneath your sitting bones. Know that you are sitting here and you are safe. Know that you cannot fall off your mat. The ground is right there. You're securely grounded. And then lengthen your spine by reaching the crown of your head towards the sky. And we'll just take a moment and observe what's going on inside of us tonight. Notice any kind of physical sensation, any kind of emotion that you might come across. And just try to acknowledge them without spending a lot of time on whatever you come across. Acknowledge, be aware, but don't dwell. begin to bring your attention to your breath. Notice how that's coming in and leaving your body, coming into and leaving your body. And if you're not already breathing through your nose, try to do so, even though it is allergy season. So if you can, if your nose is not available tonight, then just breathe through your mouth. Sometimes though, when you get going with exercise and you have a stuffed up nose from allergies, sometimes that stops when you exercise. So it might just so happen that your nose will open up in a little while. Just feel your breath circulate through your body. You want to take deep and meaningful breaths, letting your belly come out as you inhale, and then pulling the navel to the spine as you exhale. And we will go ahead and practice, do a breathing exercise together. I'm going to count you down for the first round, and then you can continue on your own. The breathing pattern that we're going to practice is an inhale on a count of 4, and try to inhale throughout the entire count of 4 and not just go and then hold the breath right away. So you want to make a smooth inhale, and then we'll hold the breath at the top. And then we're going to exhale on a count of 6 or more. And when the lungs are completely empty, we're going to hold again. So sit up nice and tall, pull your shoulders back and down, and then inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold. And continue on your own. And wherever you are in your cycle, in your breathing cycle, continue until you are holding empty one more time. And then slowly let your chin fall to your chest. And as always, we're going to begin by rolling out the neck. So if you are not sitting up yet, now you should actually sit up. So roll out your neck, going in both directions. Eyes can still be closed. And I understand that sometimes if you are a person who suffers from trauma, PTSD, or complex PTSD, you may not be comfortable keeping your eyes closed. And then just open them softly. It's okay. Everything is okay. But in your yoga practice, you want to feel safe in your body and safe in your surroundings. So do whatever you need to do to achieve that. And let's go ahead and bring the right ear over the right shoulder. As we always do, we're going to just drop the right ear straight down to the shoulder first. And then we're going to move the chin so that it points up towards the ceiling. And notice what a difference that makes in the stretch that you feel in the left side of your neck. And then drop your left ear straight down to your left shoulder. Once again, straight down here. Pull both shoulders away from the ears and then try to change the chin by pointing it up towards the ceiling, and notice the difference it makes in the stretch that you feel on the right side of your neck. And then let your head hang once again. And then looking straight ahead, open your eyes to a soft gaze. And I have Miss Kirsa here. Kirsa often joins me, and I have to, I think most of you know this, but she is actually my service dog. And so whenever I teach yoga on Mondays and Fridays, I come straight from work and I rush over here to be able to do this class. And a lot of times when I had a rough day at work, Kirsa will come and she will comfort me. So that's why she shows up a lot. And her thing is to put her paws onto my shoulder and to be in my face. That is one of her tasks. So forgive her for doing that if she does. Okay, I really have had a bad day at work. Take your legs out in front of you. And you can keep them bent just a little bit. If you have a bolster or a pillow, I suggest you hug that. And then you're going to inhale up and exhale as you let your upper body just fall forward. So your back is round. And you're just allowing your upper body to fall over your legs. Good boy. You're a good boy. You can round your back. And notice when you're breathing here and when you're staying in this position for just a moment longer, how your upper body is able to go a little deeper. You're using your breath. And you're just allowing your body to be loose and comfortable in this position. And then we'll go ahead and take the upper body up. And we're going to cross the right leg in front of the left. And we're going to inhale the arms up. And again, exhale as you let your upper body just fall forward. So this is not straight back, not pushing how far you can get down, but just letting the upper body fall forward. And you should feel just a gentle stretch in the hip of the leg that's in front. So that should be the right leg right now. Breathe in here. Noticing where all you feel the stretch. Also just notice in general, is your body feeling loose or is it feeling tight? But try not to search for the why. We're just going to accept that it is this way. And then pick your upper body up. I don't know why they have to do this right here. And let's recross the legs and do the same thing again. And you're gonna feel the stretch, of course, on the other side. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, just let your body fall forward. There we go. And notice if this side feels any different than the other side did. Maybe one side has more tightness. Also think about if any emotions come up. You feel the stretch in your hip. And then slowly pick your upper body up again. And if you're comfortable with the legs crossed, you may keep them that way, or you can put them any other way, straight legs, whatever feels more comfortable. We're going to inhale the arms up, and then exhale as you bring your right arm down and stretch the left arm over. And again, I want to invite you to be loose here. So there's no need to have this arm straight. You could just let it kind of fall down. And you can prop yourself up on your right hand, or you can come down onto your lower arm. And just notice a nice, juicy stretch through the side of your body here. You can let your head just hang tonight. Try to keep everything, every pose, the way it feels best to you. Come back up. Inhale. And exhale, go the other way. And you don't need to push yourself to the edge of each pose. You do not need to perform each pose to its ultimate edge that you can achieve on other days. You just want to feel comfortable tonight. Comfortable enough so that you can spend a little longer time in these poses and observe what's going on inside of you while you are in these poses. Come back to the center, and then we're going to go onto hands and knees, working through cat and cow because I like doing that every single time. We'll move away from the gong a little bit. We're going to exhale to cat pose. So pull your back round and let your head hang. And inhale to cow pose. Sway your back and look up. Exhale to cat. Inhale to cow, moving back and forth. At your own pace, your own breathing pattern. And then when you have this movement down, pay attention to what's going on in your back and in your spine tonight. Try to exaggerate the movement. Maybe you feel this in your hips also, and not just your spine and your back. I also feel it in my shoulders. And then widen your knees and pull into extended child's pose. Wiggle your hips on the way down. And remember that it's not necessary that your butt touches your heels. It certainly can. There's nothing wrong with it, but it doesn't have to. And then when you settle into this position, press your third eye into the floor. And maybe you can go back to that breathing exercise we did in the beginning of class. Slow, deep breaths, holding at the top and at the bottom of each breath. And firmly pressing the third eye region into the mat. toes under and move into downward facing dog. Slowly. Oh, my body is a little bit stiff today, so you might hear me moan a little bit. Sometimes I catch that after it happens, and I'm not really even aware that I'm about to make a noise. Pedal your feet back and forth, giving your legs the opportunity to get used to the downward facing dog position. Bring your attention to your feet, your Achilles tendons, and your lower calves. And just notice, taking inventory, what's going on there tonight. How do they feel? Do they feel stiff? Do they feel pliable? What do your legs feel like? You can also wiggle your hips from side to side. And then settle down with the feet. Remember, your heels never have to touch. They can, but they don't have to. And then we're going to come into a knee plank. Moving into knee plank. And from knee plank, we will move back into extended child's pose. And then back up into downward facing dog. Moving forward into a knee plank. And then back into extended child's pose. Press your third eye down. And then lift up into downward facing dog. And we will do this once again. Inhale into your knee plank and hold. And then we will inhale again into extended child's pose. And this time we will take the hands to the heels. And we will try to let the upper body completely relax. But keep pressing the third eye down. And keep breathing. And notice how this position feels a little bit different than the extended child's pose. This is child's pose here. Notice where all in your body you feel the stretch. Also make sure that you keep your mind focused on your body. So whenever you feel that your thoughts are drifting off, try to pull them back. I have almost a visual for, or I have a visual for almost everything I do in yoga. It's really weird. It's hard to explain, but I always think of my thoughts, and if they drift away, I think of myself using a fishing rod and catching my thoughts back that way with the fishing line, and then reeling the thoughts back in. That's my visual. I don't know, that might work for some of you also. Let's pick the upper body up and just sit on the heels like this, bringing the feet together. Now, if you have problems sitting on your heels here, you can put a pillow underneath between your thighs and your calves, or maybe yoga blocks. You can also put a yoga block right here and sit on it. But just notice how your thighs are responding to the stretch. This is a little bit of a deeper stretch for the thighs, especially if you have tight quadricep muscles. If you don't and you need a deeper stretch, please slide your lower legs out to the side, like such, and sit down in between your legs. Just notice what you feel. Try to bring your mind to stillness so that you can just use it to observe what's going on inside of you. And then from here, we will come back up. We will take the left leg out to the side. And we will sit up on the right knee, inhaling. And then as you exhale, bring your right hand all the way down to the floor. Lift your left leg up and reach the left arm away from you. So now you're making a diagonal line from your fingertips all the way down to your foot. Stretch. Breathing in and breathing out. Lengthen through the side of your body and then come back to center and switch. As you inhale, lift your right arm up, and as you exhale, bring the left hand down, the right arm over, and lift the right leg. And then again, make that nice long diagonal line from your fingertips to your foot. And notice where all you feel is in your body. And let's take it back to the center and once again sit down onto your heels. See if maybe it feels a little different this time. Because you already stretched the thighs a little bit, maybe it's a little easier this time to sit like this. And let's just swing both lower legs out to the right, sitting over on the left butt cheek. Inhale, reach both arms up. Oops. And exhale, bring your right hand behind you and your left hand to your right knee and look over your shoulder. A nice twisting stretch. Breathing deeply. Notice your spine. Try to work with a straight, long spine if you can. And then come back to the center and just give yourself a gentle counter twist. Sitting over on the right side. Carefully switch. And then inhale once again up and exhale. This time you bring your right hand to the left knee and the left hand behind you and twist. And depending on your own anatomy, maybe you can have both sitting bones on the floor here. I cannot do that, but I know that I'm lopsided, so you may be able to do that. Take slow, deep breaths and feel all the different areas in your body that are active in this stretch. And then come back to the center and give yourself a gentle counter twist. Taking it back onto hands and knees. Just briefly, we will place the crown of the head down and we're going to just interlace the fingers behind the back, letting the arms
drop away from the back. So you're not actively stretching here, you're letting gravity pull on your arms. And notice where all you feel the stretch. It should feel like your arms are falling away from your body. Notice how your shoulders respond. And again, also notice if there are any emotions that come up. Let's bring the arms back to the back and reinterlace the fingers. So now you're going to have the other pinky and the other thumb on top. This is probably the more awkward way for you. Let your arms come away from your back again. I think I heard one time that it is genetically pre-programmed which way you prefer to interlace your fingers. If you have the right thumb or the left thumb on top. I thought that was pretty interesting. That even something like that is a genetic marker. Bring your arms back to your back. And why don't we lift up into downward facing dog? And again, you may pedal your feet back and forth. Reach the tailbone away from you. You can rock back into your shoulders, letting the head hang down. And then take it back down to your hands and knees. As you inhale, reach your right arm up and look at it. And as you exhale, bring this arm in between your left arm and your left leg. Turn your head to the left and drop onto your right shoulder and let your head come onto the mat gently. And then extend your left arm forward. And actively push the armpit down towards the mat. And then just take a moment and notice all the different areas where you feel the stretch. This is a pretty complex stretch. You feel this in your upper body, in your arms, in your torso, lower. Sometimes you feel this in your lower body also. And then let's go ahead and lift the left arm straight up. Make sure you're staying light on your head here. If you feel like you're placing too much weight on your head, you can shift your behind back a little bit, and then that alleviates the pressure on your head. But try to lift your left arm up and look at it. And then if you like to have a deeper stretch here, you can take this left arm behind your back, and maybe you can find your right thigh. And just again, continue to keep pulling the top shoulder back, twisting through your midsection, and also stretching the shoulders here. Breathing slowly. You can close your eyes if that feels good and just stay within. Stay observing what's going on inside of you. And then lift your arm back up first if you had it behind your back, and gently place it down. We're going to do the same stretch on the other side. So as you inhale, lift your left arm up and look at it. And as you exhale, come on down. Turn your head, extend your right arm forward. And press your armpit down. And you can make subtle little adjustments with your arm, finding areas of your body that need stretching. And then if you feel that you want a deeper stretch, you can lift your right arm up. And then you can also bring the right hand behind the back. Once again, maybe you find that left thigh this time. Whoops, I'm exposing my belly. Okay, keep pulling the top shoulder back. After a certain age, there's just, something to be said to keep that belly covered. I think I'm at that age or beyond. Keep breathing. Good job. Close your eyes if you're comfortable with it, and find all the different areas in your body that are helping you in this pose right now. And then release this arm again if you had it behind your back. Reach it up and then bring it back down onto your hands and knees again. Let's do a cat and a cow just because that feels good right after that stretch. Threading the needle. Help yourself down onto your belly. And we're going to keep the lower arms on the mat. So you're going to have weight distributed all the way from your fingertips to your elbows. And now as you inhale, keep your feet together if you can. Press the entire lower arms into the mat and lift into swings pose. Push your arms down and lift the upper body up. And you want to look straight ahead, not up, but also not down. You want to keep the head in a natural, neutral position. Shoulders are away from the ears, and you're breathing. Slowly and deeply, and you're noticing what's going on in your back again. Feel the stretch in your lower back. And it feels different than Cobra. We will compare it in just a second. So slowly come back down. Give yourself a break here. And then take your hands closer to your ribs. Try to bring your elbows together. And as you inhale, without using the assistance of your arms this time, lift up into Cobra. So Cobra pose, you're lifting only using the muscles in your back. You probably won't be able to lift quite as high. And again, you're breathing here and you're noticing where you feel the stretch. You probably feel it a little bit lower than you did the swings pose. So lower in your lower back. Right here where your SI joint is, where your back and your hip connect. That's where I feel it. Lengthen your neck. And then slowly inhale and pull into extended child's pose. Feel your body's response as you move out of this position, out of the Cobra pose into the extended child's pose. Your body has a response when you are in a stretch, but it also has a response when you're coming out of a stretch. And all you need to do tonight is notice. Notice what's happening. Be aware of your own body. Also be aware of your emotions and maybe where your thoughts are. How often do you have to reel them back in? Or are you really secure and comfortable with keeping that mind-body connection going the whole time? Let's come back into downward facing dog, just briefly. And then go ahead and walk your hands in towards the feet, bending the knees, letting the body hang and ragdoll. Once again, we're using gravity here to pull on our bodies. So you're not actively doing anything. Your knees are nice and bent, your upper body is loose, and you're just letting your upper body sway maybe, if that feels good. And we're going to create a difference here that we can really observe nicely. So from this ragdoll position, go ahead and toe heel your feet together. And then slowly begin to straighten your legs. You always want to have soft knees, so you don't want to lock them out, but try to keep your legs now as straight as you can get them. And then take your hands behind your calves and gently begin to pull your upper body closer to your legs. The crown of your head is still pointing straight down. And notice what a difference that makes when you're straightening out your legs. If you were able to straighten your legs out completely, try to shift your hips right over your ankles. And then we'll take the right fingertips in front of the feet. If you have problems reaching the floor here, go ahead and take a prop. If you don't have a yoga block, you can also use a book or something like that. But so you want to have at least your fingertips on the surface, okay? And then you're going to lift the left arm up, lifting the heart, and once again twisting in the midsection. So both hips are facing forward, but you're twisting from your waist on up to the shoulders. And you're breathing. If it's not comfortable for your neck to turn your head to look up, you can just let your head go. But try to let your heart lift. And slowly breathe. And notice if you feel a reaction in your body. And then we'll switch the sides. Left hand stays down and the right arm lifts up. Compare the two sides without judging. So just say one side feels a little easier or one side works a little more readily than the other side, but don't dwell on the why. And then when you are in this position, breathe. Take slow, deep breaths. And then slowly bring your arms back down. And we're going to roll the back up, stacking the spine one vertebra at a time. Knees are bent again. And slowly, when you get up there, slide your shoulder blades down your back. And then we'll inhale up and exhale back down slowly. Drape yourself over your belly button. Slowly coming down, feeling the back respond. Staying loose right here. And then come on down onto your knees. And swing your legs around. We're going to go onto the back. Inhale your arms forward. And exhale as you take your upper body slowly down. Or if you don't feel like challenging yourself right now, you could just help yourself and go down that way. And when you get down to the floor, let's do one more twisting pose, this time in a supine position. Let's inhale as we extend the left leg out and the right leg up. Take your left hand to the outside, anywhere to the outside of your right leg. You can even bend the leg if that's more comfortable. Take your right arm wide and just bring the right leg all the way over. So the foot touches the floor and this hip comes up off the floor, but then turn the head and look over your right shoulder and make sure both shoulders are on the floor. If your foot doesn't want to go all the way to the floor, again, you can put a pillow there and lift it up a little bit. But, so not lift it up, but, have the floor meet the foot a little earlier than it would without a pillow, because that way you can still just relax in this position. Whereas if you were to have to hold the leg up there because it doesn't go all the way to the floor, you can't really relax. And I want you to be able to relax here. If you're comfortable, again, close your eyes and just breathe. And notice all the different areas where you feel the stretch. And let's go ahead and bring this leg back to the center. We're switching. So the right leg extends and the left leg lifts up, and then we're going to guide the left leg over to the right. And then we're going to bring the left arm to the floor, turning the head to the left, stretching, feeling this twisting stretch. If you have tight hips, you might even feel this in your hips right now. And just thank your body for letting you alleviate the tightness in your body by doing yoga. Use your breath, direct it to any area in your body that you might feel needs a little extra. Slowing down the breath. And then let's slowly bring the legs back to the center. And we're going to get comfortable on the back here. And then we'll lift both legs up. As always, we're going to stay here for just a moment, as you know. And if you have a prop, it feels really good to place something right here underneath the lower back and the hips. When you put something there, that also alleviates the need to hold the legs up so fiercely. So if you have something to place it underneath your lower back, go ahead and do that. And then gently close your eyes. And let the body again take advantage of gravity. Letting any fluids that may have pooled in your ankles, your lower legs, and your feet move more easily towards your heart. And you can also rotate your ankles. You can point and flex your feet, scrunch up your toes, whatever feels good right now. You can also even bend your knees a little bit. Take your thumbs and run them up and down the arches of your feet, especially if you stood up most of the day because of work. This might feel really good. Just keep your feet elevated for just a little bit longer. And make sure you're taking slow breaths. You can definitely close your eyes now. Try to relax your upper body if you're not using your hands right now. Sometimes it feels like I constantly feel the need to brace myself up against the floor, but there's really no need to do that. And then gently bring your legs down. We're going to first bring the soles of the feet together, letting the knees fall to the side. The right hand is on your belly and the left hand is on your heart. Gently close your eyes and notice how your belly comes out against your hand as you inhale. And then also notice how your belly pulls away from your hand as you exhale. And at the same time, feel your heartbeat. Notice your body's response. If you feel comfortable here, you may stay here for the remainder of the relaxation period. Or you can come to any position that you feel comfortable in. You want to be 100% comfortable now. So grab a pillow, grab anything that could make you more comfortable. Find that position that you like best. And then begin by slowly moving up and down your body in your mind's eye. And notice what you find.
Notice all the different areas in your body that you worked. Direct your breath there. And notice how these areas are letting go. Feel all the different spots on your body that are touching the floor also. Be aware of where you're making contact. And be aware of which muscles might be tight and might need to relax a little bit more. You want to feel as if you are progressively melting into the floor. Letting the muscles relax and surrendering to the moment. Wherever you are, bring your attention back to the here and now. Make gentle movements in your fingers and your toes. Let your thumbs brush up against the path of your fingers. Notice the tingling sensation that makes. Also, just gently let your head roll from side to side. And then place your feet onto your mat, and as you inhale, reach your arms behind you. And then exhale and curl up on your right side. And thank yourself for showing up on your mat tonight. I know it's not always easy to do that, especially when you are practicing by yourself at home. So really make sure you appreciate that you did that today. It's a good effort on a Friday night after work. Gently help yourself up into a comfortable seated position, back straight. And when you get there, place your hands into Anjali Mudra and slightly bow your head. Taking just another moment to seal in our practice. And I hope you feel good about yourselves. You did an awesome job tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you here again on Monday. Bye now.
Be happy and